Hey, what's going on, guys? The LA Regionals, hosted by CoreTCG for Union Arena, has officially wrapped up, and we've got our top 16 deck list here. Actually, the top 32, but we're going to be breaking down the top 16 in this video. Hopefully, you guys enjoy, like, and subscribe. And if you guys do want to check out these deck lists, definitely check out the link in the description. Shout out to Eggman Events and GG Haven for putting out all this information for us. Really, really clean look on the website, too. You'd love to see it. But yeah, as you guys can see here, we do have a whole lot of Kenshin in the top 16 and the top 32. Obviously, Kenshin, Purple Saito, Red Kenshin are very, very good decks, and a lot of the other ones are pretty good too. But I do think because the set was really, really new, I think it's like came out like a week or two before this regionals, we're probably going to see more Kenshin in this event than we will see in other future ones. But again, undoubtedly one of the best sets that we have right now, so it's gonna be showing up. But as you guys can see, there were some other decks here from our top tier metas that we had before that did squeeze into the top 32 as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and check it out here. As you guys can see, we had 17 Red Kenshin decks. Again, curious what the ratio of just how many Red Kenshin decks were being played in general there were. But we also had 9 Purple Saito decks get up there as well. So really, really dope to see a little bit of diversity. It wasn't just pure Red Kenshin. But yeah, number 16 here, Big Boss. He was running the Red Kenshin deck. Yeah, looks like... so we're going to see, obviously, a pretty standard format throughout most of them as far as like which cards are being ran. Really interesting one here is the Hiiten Mitsurugi, which doesn't have a trigger, but it is nice that when you trash it, you do get to draw a card, or you could even rest one of your opponent's characters if you play it. I was surprised that, as you'll see throughout these deck lists, there wasn't a lot of the other event card that I thought I would see more of with the trigger, where you can give one of your Kenshins... one attacking draw, and you also get to draw a card when playing that. So essentially, if you give it to this guy with double attack, it can be a 3-draw event card. Regardless, I'm sure people didn't see too much value in that, clearly. But it does look like the Hiiten Mitsurugi was definitely being played, and there was a 2 of this. And I mean, at the end of the day, trashing a card because you have to, but being able to draw because of it is a very nice advantage. So yeah, I guess there is going to be a difference between event cards that are like, you have to pay an action point to get the use out of it versus a card that can literally just be trashed for free, but you're still getting an effect out of it. So yeah, either way, pretty standard format here. Really strong deck. If you haven't seen Kenshin, we saw some games with it, and yeah, Red Kenshin is extremely strong. 4 of the draw trash Karu is definitely more of the build that I would lean towards right here for sure. But again, I really like that essentially draw 3 event card. Only like 2 of them. And then 15th place, Ryza, actually the winner of the last regionals that we had out in regionals in Dallas, showing up with his Lancelot deck. I believe he actually showed up with the exact same build, and you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Who knows how his games went? You never know how much RNG was involved, but he was still able to get top 16 with it. So clearly an awesome deck. Showcasing it, he's got the, I believe, the Britannian Soldiers, or sort of a unique twist that he's got on the deck, and none of the other event cards that you'll see in some of the other builds. But yeah, this deck it's really good. It can get its energy ramping up, and once the Lancelots start coming out, it's so good. And then again, the 2 raids having the damage 2s vanilla, like you can just slap them down and they're damage 2s. You know, a little bit of Renji Rush vibes. It's definitely, that deck has taught us one thing, and that is a great ability to have. Actually, just did a video with the person who got 3rd place out in Dallas, Christian Stain. Definitely go check that out. We had a really, really, really nice, fun conversation just talking about Green Lancelot and Kenshin and Union Arena as a whole. I should be up the upload before this, but yeah. What I learned from that, Green Lancelot is really good. Not going anywhere for a little while. And then we had Jane here in 14th place running the Purple Saito deck. If you didn't see, this is now Jane's 3rd top 16 in Union Arena Regionals. So 3-0 getting top 16, and I'm absolutely crazy. And she did change it up this time, dropping the Renji Rush deck, it looks like, to try out the Purple Saito deck. And we see a lot of this, like I think we saw there was 9 of them. And yeah, Purple Saito is so good. The energy impact snipe, energy line impact snipe is just so strong. The searching that you get to do with this raid card, I'm sure his not being able to be blocked by 2Ks does come in clutch. And then this really interesting build that I was wondering if people were going to lean more towards, and it clearly works just fine, essentially going down to 8-0 cost, but only because now we have this 2 cost that counts as a 0. I was trying that out thinking I was being ignorant, and that's not how you should play it, but clearly this card counts as a 0, so why not run it as a 0? So essentially this is a 12-0 deck. That's how I like to see it. Obviously you're probably still going to need your 1s with the deck, no question, but yeah, you can easily get away with 8 zeros now. That is so crazy. Also, this 0 cost Kenshin is so nice to have the deck filtering as a 0. But yeah, the Purple Saito deck, kicking ass, dude. I want to build this deck. It's so nice. It's so good. And then in 13th place, we've got iPad running the red Kenshin deck. Interesting one that stands out immediately is the Hajime Saito. If you don't know, this is the one other way to remove Kenshin's during your turn abilities so that he can actually kill instead of push cards back to the energy line. I mean, a 2-of I think works great, and especially if people don't see it coming and they're kind of prepping to get pushed back. Yeah, being able to surprise them with this card, and you're getting an extra body on the board, energy generation. He's a 35. He's got a draw trigger. I think a 2-of is definitely nice to try out, and yeah, very curious if it came up at all. But yeah, outside of that, looks like he was also running the Megumi 2-of, which allows you to, I believe this is, which one is this? The when played, yeah, give a character 1,000. Probably more for the draw trigger and just trying to have more zeros and less bricking. Oh, but that's interesting. He did opt to go with 2 of the zero cost Kenshin, which is a 3K. Yeah, me personally, I just went 4 of all the Kenshins, except maybe this guy, which we're going to see a 2-of in almost every single deck build. This guy I could definitely see not running a full 4-of, but yeah. So that's what he decided to do. More triggers was definitely his trade-off here, it looks like. Not bad, not bad. And then in 12th place here, we've got Spencer running the Hajime Saito deck. A nice little twist here that we're going to see with some of them is the 1-cost Yumi, which is going to allow you to, when played, draw and trash a card. She does have a when sidelined ability, but none of these decks are running a Makoto, so you're not going to be able to use this ability, the when sidelined. But still a draw trigger, when played, draw trash, 1-cost, a good deck filtering card, and I'm sure it came in clutch just to do a little bit more deck filtering rather than just searching constantly, and sometimes bottom decking cards you don't want to bottom deck. There's definitely going to be some situations where drawing is just a little bit nicer than searching the top 3. But yeah, otherwise, it looks like we're going to see this more often. 8 zeros and then 4 of the 2-cost that counts as 0 if your field is empty. Can't wait to get more of these cards in the future sets. I hope we better. Hopefully, from now on, I'm assuming every single new set that drops is going to have one of these in every single color. Something I would like to see in the future, though, is being able to use the one that comes in the color in both decks, because as you can see with this Hajime Saito deck, it's very name specific, and it's actually not really a card you're going to run in the other purple deck for Kenshin. So again, I'm sure they have the reasonings behind it, but unlike this card in the blue set for Kenshin, that blue card you can put in either deck, and it works really, really nice. Either way, a 2-cost that counts as a 0 helps the game flow, and we love it. Looks like he's actually going with 3 of the 2 action point Kenshin. All right. Yeah, pretty standard deck. Again, Hajime Saito, a lot of energy generation. This Hajime Saito is a great card because he allows you to push cards up, so you're getting a lot of board rush as well, keeping your front line full. And again, against Kenshin too, you're doing quite a bit of raiding with these 2 cards, so you're hopefully keeping your energy line open a little bit. And you'll see with some later decks too, they were kind of playing into that mindset. And then 11th place here, we have Mike running the purple Saito deck. And yeah, looks like, as you're going to see here, some twist to the deck, like this 0-cost Iji is his name? I'm not 100% sure. Either way, it's just a 1-of, but it's going to be a card where you can tap him to generate double energy, and then once you go into your opponent's turn, now you've cleared up a slot on your energy line. I'm sure that was more or less the mindset with this card. Either way, it's a card that's going to help you generate energy to get your big 6-cost out. But yeah, all around, pretty standard deck. 2 of the 4-cost Hajime Saito. This is one that we're going to see in some decks and not see in the others, it looks like. And then in 10th place, we've got Varga running the red Kenshin deck. Something that stands out here in particular, the 2-cost Kadu card, which is going to be your traditional 2-cost where active main, switch to resting, you can buff a character on your field. This is going to be a new type of text we're going to see on these 2-cost cards, I think, from now on. I don't think this is just a Kenshin thing. Maybe it is. But this is new when played. If on the energy line, you can actually trash a card to set her active. So now you're instantly using that effect the turn you play her. Again, could be a good card, just especially at a 2-of, so that now this 4K is a 4K when attacking, or your 3K Kenshins or 4Ks. Maybe they were worried about seeing 5K Lancelots potentially, and they were using that to buff their 4Ks up to a 5K in that situation. Either way, not a bad card to have a 2-of just for those situations where you might need them. Going down to a 3-of the Karu, though, and at the end of the day, I'm not even sure if I want to go 4 and 4 for these, but that is probably a cut that he ended up deciding to make here. None of that one event card, the Hiten Mitsurugi. Again, a card that I think those event cards are definitely going to be more preference than anything, but I didn't see anybody running the other one that I'm thinking of that, again, lets you draw 3 off of an action point, at least in the top 32/top 16. So, yeah, definitely something to keep in mind for sure. And it's not a crazy thought, more bodies equals better games. It's a bodies game at the end of the day. But yeah, red Kenshin. And then in ninth place, we've got Navi Zoro running the purple Saito deck. And then instantly something that stands out is this Ironclad Rengoku card. 2 of, but when played, you get to choose a Makoto on your field. That's not going to apply. Active main, though, switch to resting, you can sideline the site, and then when sidelined, draw 2 cards. It's a double energy generator, add to hand trigger, so I'm sure at the end of the day, the double energy was definitely the big part of why you're running it. But again, it's a card that you can switch to resting, draw 2, and now going into your opponent's attack phase, as long as you can afford doing that and you're not worried about the energy, you have a freed up slot on your energy line. Just something to keep in mind. I'm sure that was at least played a little bit of a reason as to why they were playing it. But, one sideline, draw 2, I mean... yeah, so there it is, Rengoku, Ironclad Rengoku. 2 of the 4 cost Hajime. I see a lot of 3 ofs for this 4 cost 2 action point Kenshin. I mean, honestly, it is a great card. It's just I feel like when I go more than 2 of something like this, I see it more often than I want, and it's just this 2 action point that doesn't feel worth it. But it lets you play a free body, lets you play a free Hajime. That's 3 or less, so it is a good card, no question. 4 of the 2 energy Kenshin, if he's set active. Yeah, all around pretty standard, minus the Ironclad Rengoku. Very interesting to see. And again, if you guys were any of the people I mentioned down below, and you're in this top 16, and especially if you want to touch on those unique cards that you slapped into your deck, very curious if they came into effect at all, or what the mindset was at least. But yeah, diving into the top 8, we have Red Kenshin, ran by Damos, and here is where we're going to see 4 of the Hiten Mitsurugi. Very, very interesting. I mean, again, you trash it from your hand, now you get to draw a card. It's deck filtering, and it's free deck filtering as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if at some point getting the free rest free, you pay the action point when you play it. I'm sure that might have come into play, but more than anything, it's just the best fodder card to trash. Going with 12 zeros here, including 4 of the draw trash Karus. Yeah, all around pretty traditional build. Looks like he cut the 2 cost Kenshin. That is a 4K on your opponent's turn. And then, yeah, 4 of the Hiten Mitsurugi. Again, curious if he's sticking to 4 of that or not, because that's kind of crazy. I think I would go 2 of this card at most. I think in my build, I'm at like 2 of this and 2 of the other event card. But now I'm questioning everything. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if those event cards really just come down to player preference, but too many event cards in a Kenshin deck, I think, is just the wrong play, period. But 4, maybe not, actually, because he's in 8th with 4, so what do I know? And then 7th place here, we've got Squirt Milker, crazy name, running the purple Hajime Saito deck here. And yeah, again, pretty standard. We got 2 Sanosuke's in here. I'm so curious why he threw these in and what his mindset was behind it. Or, like, if there's any sites in mind, I should say. Because instantly I'm thinking Squad 0. Instantly I'm thinking Hunter Volume 2. Who's coming out here with slots? I don't know. What else could be a site to take out? Unfortunately, the Yellow Brothers deck, the one deck that you will see a site in every single time, outside of, like, Squad 0, I guess, and slots, it cannot be killed, so would not work for that. But yeah, the one-played Site Destroyer, and it would cost a whole extra action point, so it'd have to be a really worth Site Destroying. Oh, Malevolent Shrine. But he's a 4-cost, 4K. Running 2 of him, I think, is great, just as like a backup utility if you really need him in that situation. But curious if he ever came into play. I'm so curious. What were you trying to snipe down? The Squad Zeros would be devastated if they saw this, for sure. Again, you do have to pay a whole extra action point, but I'm sure in some matchups, in some situations, if it comes up, it's so worth it. But yeah, other than that, pretty traditional build here. He went with 4 of the 2 action point Kenshin. I mean, he got all the way up to 7th with it, so clearly it didn't brick him. Very nice, dude. Very nice. W build. And then 6th place here, guys. We have finally made it outside of the 15th place Lancelot. We got through all of the Kenshin decks, and we have reached our first Bleach deck in the top 16 here. Renji Rush being ran by Snake. I believe they said Christopher when I was listening to GG Haven. But yeah, Snake Christopher running the Renji Rush deck. Good old Renji Rush. Going with the 12 zeros, going with the 8 ones. Yeah, really, really, really fun deck. If you guys haven't seen Renji Rush, if you don't know what it's doing, it's just slapping bodies down. It's rushing your opponent. You get the Ichigo raids off every once in a while once the sideline is built up enough to take advantage of it, or even with Renji. I'm not surprised if you're raiding with it, but the best part about this deck, if you don't know, is slapping down these Renjis, and then you have the damage too. I actually just forgot about that too. Compared to the Lancelot, you have to pay an action point for this. Those Lancelots are just straight up damage 2s. Make sure you're slapping those Lancelots down, especially in the Renji Rush matchups, I'm sure. But yeah, there we have it. No doubt he saw at least a few Kenshins, and I'm sure he was able to beat at least a couple of them. I don't know, obviously, his exact win-loss, but no doubt he went up against some red Kenshins, right, at this regional. So, as you can see, Kenshin is not holding back Renji Rush. Renji Rush is still killing it. And then 5th place here, we have got Magda for 30 running the red Kenshin deck, and we've got 2 of the Hiiten Mitsurugi here. So, I mean, we're seeing more of Hiiten Mitsurugis in the top decks than in the bottom decks. Again, I don't think this is the make or break card in your deck. Who knows who was actually remembering to tap their Karus? I know I forget to get the draw. But regardless, there it is. 2 Hiiten Mitsurugis. They might be worth at least slapping in 2 of for sure, even if they don't have a trigger. Going down to 3 of this one instead of that one. I feel like if I'm going to cut either one, it's probably the, I don't know, she is a double energy generator for 2. It's a hard, I'm going 4 of for each, I think, man. I don't know, dude. It's a tough build, but overall you can see what the perfect red Kenshin deck is looking like right now. Obviously 2 of the 2 action point Kenshins. Comment down below if you're watching this, if you were in the top 16 or if you went to regionals, how many of these guys actually came into play? The 2, I'm sure if they popped up, they did. We didn't watch too many red Kenshin games, to be fair, in the CoreTCG stream, but yeah, curious because everyone was running 2 of them. Would you keep it at 2? Would you increase it? Is he perfect at 2? I'm sure he's perfect at 2 because of the 2 action points, but he is doing a lot for sure. Either way, though, red Kenshin build, 2 Hiiten Mitsurugis. I think that's the biggest takeaway from this. And then we have the 4th place red Kenshin deck run by Suit. We actually did a video breakdown watching this guy play. If you guys didn't see, going back even further, CoreTCG, W hosts of this, W Eggman events. CoreTCG was streaming the event, and I had a video, 1, breaking down the whole live stream because it was so goated, 2, breaking down gameplay from some of the games that they streamed, and one of them was actually one that we uploaded, you can go check it out, was run by Suit. Great player. You could see it in the game. Whether or not RNG was in either player's favor, he was making some decisions I personally don't think I would have made in those moments, and I think he was making the right plays with the red Kenshin deck. So if you don't know what I mean, go check it out. Really, really good player. It was really fun to watch, and he was running the 4 of Hiiten Mitsurugi. So I'm definitely in favor of having this card versus not having it. Don't know if I'm going 4 of, but clearly this card is not bad to have because you've got some Kenshins trashing. You've got the search trash, you've got the double attack trash, you've got the set to active trash. It's going to come up at some point. So having it in hand so that the trash is free, essentially, it's not a trash. Deck filtering on top of it. I believe, is this Kenshin trashing as well? No, this is the Oath Not to Kill, that's right. Oh, no, he is when play, draw, and trash a card. Yeah, there you go. So, because again, it has to be a Kenshin effect if you don't know, if you're trashing with a Kenshin. So yeah, if you don't know, Hiiten Mitsurugi, make sure you put it in your deck. Could come in clutch. Let me know down below as well. Did the set to resting ever come in clutch for you? Or was it literally just the trash fodder? And then in 3rd place, we've got a purple Saito deck, and you got a little spoiler there, run by Mike. Yes, purple Saito, dude. This deck's great. Bro went with a different build. We've got 2 of the EGs. I hope that's his name. We've got 2 of the Sanosuke's that are actually the bounce backs, the generic when played bounce back, 1 or less. And again, I'm sure the whole mindset here was, let me know if I'm wrong in the comments, keeping your energy line open so that if you're going up against red Kenshin and they're pushing you back, you are chilling and you don't have a full back line. Because playing this deck, that was the one thing I had in mind in some games. I was like, man, I'm over here building up my energy right now to the point where I feel like I'm always going to have 3 to 4 cards back here, and that's not going to be good against red Kenshins. At the end of the day, we've never had this meta where you have to fully worry about one specific deck you're going to see a lot, and right now we kind of do, especially at this regionals. So I think that was the mindset, and I'm sure it came into play a few times, at least coming in clutch a bit. 3 of the 4-cost Hajimes, 4 of the 2 action point Kenshins. Again, very curious where they would sit with these builds right now as far as the numbers. And hopefully, I'm hoping, as long as these events are still going the way they're going, you guys can go watch some interviews through Pro DM Joey. I know Card Nerds was doing a little bit of deck breakdowns with the top 16s as well. So if you haven't subscribed to them, I don't know what you were doing right now, but make sure you sub to them. I'll have their links in the description. But yeah, definitely go check out these deck profiles and stuff because I'm also curious what their full thought process was behind this stuff and what their takeaways are after the regionals. But yeah, there it is. Oh, and he went with 3 of the Kenshin. He ended up dropping this one down a little bit. Okay, I really like this 0-cost Kenshin. Being able to filter those top 2 could be really good. And then in second place, we've got a Roy Mustang deck, defying all the odds, coming above all the other Kenshin decks. No doubt he went up against at least a few Kenshin decks, right, at this regionals. But yeah, shout out to Nami Lover. And we actually got to watch him on the CoreTCG live stream. It was pretty fun to watch. It was a pretty unfortunate situation just for the opposing player. But with RNG aside, it was really cool just seeing the Roy Mustang deck flow, especially with the combo with Alex Lewis Armstrong on the board. Essentially sort of like clearing up the opponent's front line, guaranteeing a damage 2 with the Alex Lewis Armstrong. And again, on top of that, if you don't know, this card just having a printed 4,500, damage 2, and then once per turn, if your opponent does actually block him to save a life but sidelines the character, loses the battle, Alex Lewis Armstrong actually draws you 2 cards. But yeah, the printed 45 can definitely come into play. And yeah, really cool to see that he was trying out the 2 of here. In the game we watched, like I said, we saw him come into play. Very curious if he consistently came into play or if it was sort of like a hit or miss situation, because there are definitely times where the 2 action points can be a bit too much to pay and you've got to prioritize other options. But yeah, besides that, looks like he was running the pretty traditional build here. The 11 zeros, something that I usually opt for, going with the 6 1s, 3 2s. So yeah, all around a build that I would probably lean towards more. No military is in trouble, but maybe that's where the Alex Lewis Armstrong sort of substituted it. So rather than an event card that draws you 2, you can sort of put down a body that can potentially draw you 2. But yeah, all around, a really strong deck here. Roy Mustang still showing up on top. One of the best decks that we have right now. I personally love it. I think more than anything, on top of it just being a good deck, it's a really consistent deck with how much like drawing and filtering you can do with the Riza Hawkeyes. But yeah, congratulations to Nami Lover, dude. This is a crazy build on the Roy Mustang deck. I'm glad to see that it came out on top in the end. But yeah, Roy Mustang, amongst all the Kenshins, coming out in second place. But the winner of the entire event here, amongst all the Kenshins and all the other decks that showed up, and shout out to everybody who did go out and play. I'm sure it was an awesome event. It looked like it was sick, and the vibes looked like they were awesome and stuff. With CoreTCG, they are a great host from what I saw. But yes, congratulations to the winner of the regionals, Milo, running the red Kenshin deck here. Let's take a look at his build, the build to run. And if it's not obvious, it's right here, Yahiko. So, funny thing about this card being in the winner's deck is we have if you guys didn't know, the English version of the set got the 2-cost Yahiko that counts as a 0 cut. So it's funny that I'm sure if he did come into play at some points, which I'm sure he did to make a difference, it was the Yahiko air code 0 cost. I mean, the best part about this deck is now he's running, what is this, 14 zeros. So he's sort of able to go for a board rush, on top of that, bodies to get rid of to keep himself alive. It's got an active trigger. He's a 2K, so going with less of the draw trash and more of just straight up having 2Ks and zeros to play. Yeah, no, I like it. Now, he is sacrificing the Hiiten Mitsurugis. He doesn't have the other event card. We didn't see anyone running that other event card. I'm going to have to go through all of the 32 decks and take a look and see. Again, they're flavor cards, right? They're more player preference. They're not going to make or break the decks for sure, but this is something that you might want to consider. 4 extra zeros in there. Once we get that 2 cost that counts as a 0, I'm sure he's going to be good to put in here potentially. But isn't he a color trigger? Oh no, that's a different card. Yeah, I think he's got step or something. Regardless, yeah, this is not a bad substitute, it looks like. Keeping the Karus at a 4 of for each. Just 2 of this Kenshin, I like that. And then 4 of like everything else. So yeah, congratulations once again to Milo, and congratulations to everybody that went out and played, got top 16, got top 32. Just going out and playing in the Union Arena regionals. Definitely want to do that one day. I am envious. But yeah, guys, that is the top 16 decks from the Los Angeles CoreTCG regionals. If I had more time, or if I thought, I don't know, people wanted to sit here for hours and listen to deck breakdowns, I would go through the top 32 in a video. Maybe in a different time too, when it's not a bunch of red Kenshins. But yeah, if you guys do have an idea of how I should do like the top 32, I do like keeping the top 16 in its own video. But regardless, if you guys want to go and check out the rest of the deck list, re-look at these ones, I'll have a link to the Eggman events list in the description, so definitely check it out. And once again, massive shout out to Eggman Events for putting this together, hosting the entire thing, or not hosting it, but I think they help hosted it. I don't know the exact things, because I know CoreTCG hosted it, but Union Arena Regionals, it was all such a great experience. If you guys want to learn more about how it all went and the live stream, I do have a video just talking about it. The commentators, Div from GG Haven, it was so sick. Anto, it was a really good time. But yeah, once again, appreciate you guys watching, getting this far in the video, all that good stuff, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.